What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to check out the top 10 most powerful Pokemon that are populating Pokemon Go currently right now. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how are you doing after checking out the Shadow IV video? Hopefully you guys got a little bit of new perspective on some of the new potentials of what some of the strongest Pokemon in the game are. So following up on that video, I wanted to put a video out today that is going to cover the top 10 most powerful Pokemon in Pokemon Go currently right now. I am going to include Shadow Pokemon as well, because I want you guys to know, not only do we want to cover the non-shadows in some regard, but honestly guys, like some of these shadow Pokemon, as we did the comparison, a 0% IV Shadow Moltres was outperforming a 100% IV Reshiram in the fire form. So guys, why not make sure to populate your parties with the appropriate Pokemon, even if you only have one or two of those, right? Obviously 100% IVs don't have a crazy amount of influence in the game. However, they can be very impactful. So today, like I said, we're gonna start off with the most impactful Pokemon in the game, starting off right now with the number one. We did check it out in the other video. It is going to be the Shadow Mewtwo. At a DPS times TDO, thank you to Game Press for putting together all these stats. The Shadow Mewtwo is gonna be sitting at the top with Confusion and Psy Strike at a DPS times TDO of 10,859.6. And then in the second spot, not too far behind it, it's gonna be the Shadow Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Psy Strike at 10,735. So those two in tandem are really high up there. And if you're just gonna use Psychic alone and not Elite TM to the Psy Strike, it's gonna be 8,134 and 7,632 respectively for Confusion and Psycho Cut. So Psy Strike is absolutely the most dominant move, and this Pokemon populates the number one spot in Pokemon Go. So guys, also I just wanna point this out. So although they are extremely powerful, something like the Galarian Darmanitan, I did max it out because it was sitting at the top. And when we were using it as an ice type attacker against a Rayquaza, it was pretty much dying in one special. So you also have to take into factor when those things happen and potentially test out this Pokemon. Like maybe go and use this Mewtwo against a gym and see how hard it gets hit from some of the Pokemon, if you can find some Pokemon that are pretty strong in the attacker category, and see what happens to that Pokemon. So not only do you have to rely on the stats, you also have to see it in action, but purely based on stats, that Pokemon is sitting in number one. But the second spot was the previous number one spot. So if the Shadow Beldum ever comes back, guys, please get after it, because the number two spot is going to be populated by the Shadow Metagross. Shadow Metagross is going to be Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash being the Comday at 6,462 for the DPS times TDO. That was the highest Pokemon in the game before the Mewtwo was released. So this Pokemon is a beast. A lot of you guys may also be thinking and seeing the other video like, hey, I wonder when we are able to TM away frustration, or how do we do that? So there's two options. Either you Elite TM it, charged, right? So that's gotta be the way to get it away. But then when you do that, you can select a Comday or a move that is going to be a raid move. So the Psy Strike on the Mewtwo was a raid move. You have to Elite Charge TM in order for your Shadow Mewtwo to be able to get that move. So you don't even have to worry about Elite TMing away frustration on that, because you have to Elite Charge TM it anyway. But as far as this one, every once in a while, like GoFest was one, a little bit before GoFest, they had another event that was going to populate the ability to TM away frustration. Anytime that happens, guys, you can just save a bunch of these Pokemon, because the biggest asset in Pokemon Go is not jumping the gun. What do I mean by that? Is not going too crazy fast in the future and taking your time in the present and realize that, do I actually need this Shadow Mewtwo or this Shadow Beldum right now in this moment exactly, that I'm gonna use a tremendous amount of resources in order for me to get there? Like I'm gonna spend $12 because that's virtually what Elite Charge TMs cost, 1,280 coins. So am I willing to spend $12 on this Shadow Beldum, or I can just wait for the event to come out and then I can save this good quality Shadow Beldum because I've been grinding out a bunch of Sierras, which it's not right now, but in the future, hopefully it'll come back. And then you can wait till December and then evolve it during December. So you can be patient in Pokemon Go. Patience pays off tremendously well with resources and saving up as much as you can when you're using Pokemon Go. So now on to the number three spot. So the number three spot would technically be the Black Kyurem, but that Pokemon is not out right now. But that's just crazy that these other two Shadow Pokemon are outranking one of the strongest legendaries in the game. So Next, we do have the Mewtwo non-Shadow form, 5994 for the Confusion and the Size Strike combination. However, we're not going to include that because we already went. I just wanted to mention it. The next Pokemon that's going to be in the spot for the number 3 most powerful Pokemon in the game, it's going to be Shadow Salamence with Dragon Tail and Outrage at 5898. This Dragon Pokemon is going to be below the Black Kyurem. So Black Kyurem is going to come out at some point or another. We don't know when, but those are the stats in the game right now. So this Shadow Salamence is virtually on par with this Pokemon. This is another Pokemon that must have the Calm Day move. You can save it for evolutions. As long as you TM away Frustration during December, you're probably going to be able to evolve it to be able to get that Outrage move. It has to have the Outrage move. And since a lot of these Pokemon in here are Calm Day move potentials, or they're the special raid moves that you had to have gotten when you did raid for that Pokemon, you absolutely must either Elite Charge TM it or wait until the next Calm Day. So that's going to lead us into number 4. The number 4 spot for unique Pokemon is going to be the Shadow Dragonite with Dragon Tail as well as Outrage. So the Calm Day move for the Dragonite is going to be Draco Meteor, which means is all you have to do is wait for an event and then you can evolve this Pokemon and put Outrage on it, and it's going to be a very high contender for the Shadow Pokemon. So looking at this Pokemon, the DPS times TDO of this Pokemon is going to be 5218. So as far as the top Pokemon, this is going to make up the number 4 spot. And then moving down on the list, we are now going to go into number 5 spot. We actually have the Shadow Moltres with the Fire Spin and the Sky Attack. So Sky Attack is another 3-hour raid day move that you can only now get from Elite Charge TM. So in order to get this one, you do not have to wait to TM away Frustration, because that would mean it would be an all fire type. This move is only acquired through an Elite Charge TM, and the DPS times TDO of this Pokemon is going to be 4,933. And then on to the number 6 spot. So the number 6 spot is a theoretical Pokemon because it's also not in the game right now. It's going to be the Galarian Darmanitan in the Zen mode. With the Ice Fang and the Avalanche combination, this Pokemon will be the number 1 ice attacker if it maintains its stats right now as they are loaded into the game. The DPS times TDO of this Pokemon is going to be 4626, really high up there, but since this Pokemon is not going to be unique, we then have the White Kyurem with Dragon Breath Blizzard at 4456. Unfortunately, that doesn't get an all ice move, and then it would probably bump it up in the ice category. The number 6 spot is going to be populated by the Shadow Raikou. So Raikou at 3,908. So this Pokemon is the number 1 electric Pokemon in the game based on it being in the Shadow form. So with the non-Shadow form, it's quite far down there, but in the Shadow form, it's going to populate the number 6 spot. It's even going to be ahead of the Zekrom. That's going to be a legendary Pokemon that is quite impressive with its stats. Then in the 7th spot, guys, we have a unique shakeup here. I really like this Pokemon. Pretty cool. It's actually going to be Regigigas with the Zen Headbutt and Giga Impact. The DPS times TDO is going to be 3,821, sitting in the 7th most strong attacker in the game of Pokemon Go right now, which is quite crazy. This Pokemon is very unique, and then also it's going to populate a bunch of other spots, which we will see in a second, because it gets Hidden Power, which is a little bit less powerful than it is right now, but it also is quite powerful as well. And then in the 8th spot, guys, we have the Shadow Entei. Shadow Entei, Fire Fang Overheat combination at DPS times TDO is 3,789. This Pokemon is going to sit above the Reshiram as well, which also totes the amazing stats that are the exact same as the Zekroms. So the number 1 electric attacker is going to be the Shadow Raikou. The number 1 fire attacker is going to be the Shadow Entei. And in the 9th spot, guys, we have the Reshiram with Fire Fang and Overheat combination. This Pokemon is absolutely beastly in the normal form. There is no shadow form of this Pokemon. If it does get a shadow form, guys, this Pokemon is going to be insanely strong. For sure. The DPS times TDO is going to be 3683 of this Pokemon, which is quite impressive as well. And then, like I said, there's a bunch of Regigigases that are 3656 for the DPS times TDO. They're sitting pretty much top Pokemon spot for all of these different hidden powers. And then in the 10th spot, we have the Shadow Zapdos. So Shadow Zapdos with the Thunder Shock and the Drill Peck combination, quite a strong Pokemon. 3611 for the DPS times TDO makes up quite a spot. So as far as the top 10 unique Pokemon that are the strongest in the game, those are going to be all of them, guys. Quite unique that most of them have the shadow form that is extremely bumping them up in this category. And so if we go onwards, I just want to give some honorable mentions to some really powerful Pokemon as well. We have the Zekrom with Dragon Breath Wild Charge combination at 3601. We have Rayquaza with Dragon Tail Outrage at 3564. And then let's not forget the Metagross with the Bullet Punch Meteor Mash in the non-shadow form that is still a beast, 3615. So now let's just check out a quick comparison of a few Pokemon in the Shadow and the non-Shadow forms. Let's start off with the Zapdos since it was last. Thundershock Drillpeck 3611 compared to the non-Shadow form, Thundershock Drillpeck at 2008. That is almost double as strong in the Shadow form. Then if we go on to the Shadow Moltres with the Fire Spin Sky Attack at 4933, and then the Moltres with the Fire Spin Sky Attack is going to be 2742 in the non-Shadow form. And then for Raikou, the Shadow Raikou Thundershock Wild Charge All Electric 3908. And if we go to the regular Raikou without the Shadow Boost, we're going to get Thundershock Wild Charge at 2191. And then if we go on to the Shadow Salamence, so Salamence with the Shadow form, Dragon Tail Outrage with the Calm Day move, 5898. And then if we go with it without the Shadow Boost, the Dragon Tail Outrage is going to be 3269. Shadow Dragonite is going to be 5218 in the Shadow form. And then in the non-Shadow form, the Dragon Tail Outrage is going to be 2917. So as far as the raw stats, guys, you guys have seen the top 10 unique attackers in Pokemon Go that are making up the categories right now. So they're not specific all to the categories because there were duplicates, but I just wanted you guys to know what the top attackers are simply based on stats starting right now. So these Pokemon are nothing to go ahead and just shy away from. Definitely accumulate these Pokemon, and even if you have crappy IVs in the Shadow forms, guys, those Pokemon are still extremely strong because you did see that the DPS times TDO in each of these Pokemon in the Shadow forms is almost 2 times as strong as the regular formed Pokemon. So that would mean pretty much a 0% IV Shadow form is going to be stronger than a 100% IV non-Shadow form of these Pokemon. So I hope this helps, guys, bring some clarification and excitement to the game because we have more Shadows coming soon. We have Megas coming soon that's going to start changing up this list. So this is going to be a lot of fun seeing what's going to come for the future. So thank you guys for tuning in, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody who takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I want to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.